Are you willing to show up relentlessly? Are you willing to show up relentlessly? A relentless person is someone who is determined to do something. They refuse to give up. They refuse to quit, even if what they are pursuing is hard, even if they are experiencing roadblock after roadblock, even if they are hearing no over and over and over again, they refuse to quit. Will that be you in 2025? Will you be the person who refuses to quit? Will you be the person who will not allow the outside noise, the outside chatter, the outside negativity to stop you? Will you allow all of this stuff that's going on to take you off course, or are you going to be focused? If that is you, I need you to do 4 things. I need you to do 4 things. If you do these 4 things, you will be on the path to more. If you do these 4 things, my goodness, you are going to experience growth like you have never experienced it before. But you gotta start with you. You gotta start with your mindset. You gotta start by dismantling negative thoughts, because this is what stops most people. It is where they set their mind. Their mind immediately goes to negative. Most people doubt by default. If someone came to you with an opportunity that is mind-blowing, that is bigger than something you've ever imagined, will you say, I'm going to do this and figure it out? Or will you talk yourself out of it? My good. Some of you have missed opportunities, not because the opportunities were not available, but because you didn't believe in yourself enough, because you self-sabotaged, because you overthought, because you were worrying about whether or not you could do it, whether or not you were good enough, whether or not you were smart enough. I can remember when I had first started a position and I was coordinating a grant, and the person left like a month after I got there, and they appointed me to a position that I didn't want. I was scared. I was worried. Like, if they had asked me if I wanted it, I would have turned it down. They didn't ask me. They gave it to me. And so I had to force myself to grow. I had to force myself to become a leader. I had to force myself to get into a position that I didn't think I was ready for. But honestly, that was the best thing they could have done for me, because left in my own hands, I would not have stepped into that opportunity. That opportunity, managing that grant, that's what launched my speaking career. I was charged with bringing in speakers, and I was writing checks for $5,000, $10,000 for people to come in for an hour or two. The biggest check I wrote was $20,000 for someone who spoke for 2 hours. They did a keynote and a breakout. Like, that changed my mind. But again, left to me, I wouldn't have made that decision. Left to me, I would have talked myself out of it. And so you've got to get to a place where you stop talking yourself out of it and you start talking yourself into it. You got to look at how many hurdles you've already jumped over. You got to look at how much you've already been up against, but you're still here. Like, you might not be where you want to be, but if you look back just 5 years ago, I'm willing to bet you have made progress. And sometimes you've got to just stop and say, God, I thank you for the progress that I have made. Oh my goodness. I thank you for the progress that I have made. The second thing you got to do is you have to manage your time wisely. Stop wasting time. Start investing time. You got to stop fighting meaningless battles. You got to stop going back and forth with people who are not worth your time and your energy. You got to stop letting people get to you. You got to stop letting people use you and drain you and call on you all the time, and they're never there. They're never available when you need something. You got to stop putting your goals, your dreams, your vision on the back burner. because you want to be helpful to everyone else. There's nothing wrong with being helpful to other people. Get what I'm saying? But you have a mission. You have a vision. You have been charged with breaking some generational curses. You have been charged with making more money than you've ever made, making more money than your family has ever made. And you can't reach your goal if you keep putting yourself last. You can't reach your goal if you keep allowing other people to monopolize your time. Like, this is literally your greatest asset. Time is your greatest asset. It's your greatest gift. How are you utilizing the time that you have? Are you wasting it, or are you investing it? Are you leveraging your time to learn? Are you leveraging your time to get better? Are you leveraging your time to network and build relationships? Or are you spending your time consuming stuff that's not going to help you to get better? Like, are you spending your time worrying? Are you spending your time overthinking? Are you spending your time arguing with small-minded people? Like, if you don't get your mindset right, if you don't get your time and your energy right, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to level up. The third thing you've got to do is stay consistent. You got to stay consistent. You got to keep doing this thing over and over and over again. You can't stop and you can't start and stop. You can't try it one or two times and say, I can't do it. You can't keep saying it's too hard. You can't keep saying, I'll think about it. You can't no. Do it over and over and over again until you can't get it wrong. You practice over and over again until you can't get it wrong. You apply over and over again until you get a yes. That is called consistency. That's who win. The people who are consistent are the winners. Those are the people at the top. See, a lot of people, they look and they like, oh, she is doing this and she is doing that. This is 12 years. I didn't just start doing this. Maybe you just found my channel. Maybe you're just meeting me for the first time. I've been at this for 12 years. That's consistency. Do you know how many times I wanted to quit? How many times I wanted to throw in the towel? How many times I just felt like this is not working? I'm hearing God telling me what I'm supposed to do, but it's not working. I'm not getting hired. I'm not getting the contracts. What is happening? What is going on? I had to remain consistent. I had to remain consistent when I was getting one view in 24 hours. Oh, gosh. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's called consistency. It's called hanging in there when you really do want to give up. It's called hanging in there when you have every reason to give up. And then you've got to be willing to ignore distractions. You got to focus on doing what you need to do to keep getting better. You got to focus. Listen, you got to have a laser focus. You got to have tunnel vision. There's so much noise. People gossiping, people talking about this, people talking about that. You scroll social media, it's so much negativity on your timeline. You've got to be willing to tune that out. You got to be willing to block off some time to think. You got to be willing to block off some time to plan, to strategize, to implement, to execute. It's time out for learning, and never applying what you are learning. When you watch a video, you sit down, you take some notes and you say, how can I apply this to my life? What distraction have I been giving too much energy to? What do I need to cut out? How much time am I spending scrolling? How much time am I spending worrying? How much time am I investing in myself? How much time am I investing in developing my skills? It's your time to recognize how serious this is. Like, I literally have a burden for growth. I have a burden for wealth. What do I mean by that? I mean, like, it is in my spirit. Like, I think about it all the time. I think about what the expectation is. I think about the legacy that I desire to leave for my family. I think about the fact that I have family members who lived through slavery. They never got a chance to experience what I experienced. They lived through segregation. They never got a chance to experience what I experienced. But I have a chance. I have a chance to create a new lifestyle for my family. That's on me. That means I can't get wrapped up in the gossip. I can't get wrapped up in the negativity. I can't get wrapped up with messy, jealous people. I can't be snapping on people. Even if I feel like I have a right to do it. I got to learn how to keep my composure, even when I'm offended. Because my family is counting on me. Your family is counting on you. You have an anointing that you haven't even fully tapped into. And so today I want to challenge you to fully tap into the gifts that you have been given, to fully leverage everything that you have on the inside of you, and make a commitment to unlocking what has been inside of you for far too long. It's time to use your voice. It's time to use your gifts. It's time to profit from your brilliance. It's time to stop doubting yourself. It's time to fully commit to your vision. Whatever it is that you wrote down for this year, I need you to walk it out. I need you to show up relentlessly. I need you to show up like you have never shown up before. Let's go.